America, land of the free and home of the brave. I am a product of one of the most magical places on earth. My grandfather was one of 7 children whose parents came to this country from Germany. He only finished the 3rd grade, and yet, through hard work and perseverance, built his life with my grandmother in Indiana. Even though they had little money, they had dreams of a better life for their daughter. They shared an enduring faith in America, a place where opportunity is abundant. And they shared a desire that their daughter receive an education that far surpassed the 3rd grade. Their dreams came true when they witnessed my mother graduate from college and go on to work as an aide for Illinois Congressman Ralph Church in Washington, D.C. As for me, I went even further, finishing graduate school and working at a nuclear power plant. Let's face it, it's not likely that our story could have happened in any other country. Although my grandparents are gone now, I'm sure that they look down on us with great pride, most likely astonished at how far we and our country have come from our humble beginnings back then. And yet, our story is just a small part of a much bigger picture, the picture of America. Our country stands as the shining symbol of freedom and opportunity, and is the envy of the world. That is why so many wish to immigrate to America. Today I acknowledge the debt that I owe to all of those who came before me, not only to those within my family, but also all of those who sacrificed to make America what it is today. I give thanks and know that I am blessed to be an American. Today, I ask that you join me in reaffirming the greatness of our nation, not because of the size of our government, and not because of the strength of our economy or our military, but because of the foundation upon which we stand. Through divine insight, our founders established that we are created equal, and that we are endowed with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That is what makes our country great. No other country in the world has claimed these rights for its citizens in the way that America has. No other country provides the freedom to dream and the freedom to succeed like America does. For example, Jawed Karim immigrated to the United States from Germany when he was in high school. While studying at the University of Illinois, he took a job at PayPal, the online financial transaction website. He then began to have dreams of launching his own company and ended up co-founding YouTube, which he sold to Google the following year for $1.65 billion. Then there is Karan Patel, who was born in Zambia and studied medicine in India. He came to the United States in the 1970s and established a successful cardiology practice in Florida. Not satisfied to stop there, he expanded the business, creating a large physician-owned healthcare insurance company known as WellCare, which is now the 5th largest HMO in America. America is a place where dreams come true. But with all of the success stories, today we need to pause and take a close look at how America is measuring up, how well our country is keeping the promises that it has made. We need to face the realities. Ryan Wolfson is a 35-year-old Delaware man who has $100,000 of student loan debt. It's nearly impossible to declare bankruptcy in order to seek relief from student loans. In Ryan's case, he suffers from epileptic seizures, which make it impossible for him to hold a job. He will never be able to pay off his debt. Then there's June Dowdy, full-time nurse, wife, and mother of 2 teenage sons, who was living in Texas. Her husband is disabled, which made her the sole breadwinner of the family. With no money to spare, she had to forego cancer screenings in order to provide for her family's basic needs. She had survived cancer once, but it came back and took her life at the age of 46. She died in poverty in the richest nation on earth. And then there is Eric Martin, who worked at the neighborhood Kroger in Memphis, Tennessee. He didn't have a car, so he had to walk wherever he wanted to go. Although he had worked for Kroger for several years, he lost his job in 2019 and eventually became homeless. He was very generous, often giving up his place at the homeless center or clothing and shoes to help other homeless people. He died in January of this year at the age of 33, freezing to death just steps from the Memphis City Hall. Clearly, we have some work to do because there are thousands more like Ryan, June, and Eric, people across our land who are experiencing great hardship. They know that they need to do their part and work hard to get ahead. They know that the government can't solve all of their problems, but they are convinced that with some essential changes, the government could open the door and provide opportunity for every American. But even as I speak to you today, there are those who do not want things to change. They are working hard to divide us, to spin our words, and to tear down the good that could be done. They don't want change because it might result in their losing power or wealth. They don't want the government to focus on you and me, but I say that we are all created equal. There is not a government for the wealthy. There is a government for the people. There is not a blue states of America or a red states of America. There is a United States of America. There are not different races in America. There is only one race, the human race. This is a free country, a country that gives us the freedom to choose. So now we have a choice, the choice of more of the same, where there will be more Ryans, Junes, and Erics, or a choice of change and the hope that it will bring. I'm not talking about blind hope that things will change by themselves, that student loans will go away, that health care will magically become affordable, or that poverty and homelessness will just disappear. I am talking about the hope that the men who crossed the icy Delaware River had, believing that they could defeat the British and form a new nation. And the hope of an embattled nation when at Gettysburg, Abraham Lincoln said, "We here highly resolve that those dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom and shall not perish from the earth." I am talking about the boldness of hope, a belief in the fulfillment of lifelong dreams not yet seen. I believe that we can provide an excellent education to all of our children and the opportunity that such an education brings. I believe that we can provide good paying jobs to all Americans and restore prosperity to our working class. I believe that we can restore our borders, that we can free ourselves from gun violence, and that we can ensure that no one has to want for a home, for food, or medical care. If you believe that America stands for these things, if you feel the same urgency that I do, and the same passion for all Americans that I do, then we must act. We can transform America into a country where all of the promises of our rights and freedoms will be realized, and the hopes and dreams of every American will be fulfilled. Please join me and other American patriots by subscribing to this channel and sharing it with others. Thanks for watching, and may God bless America.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my God above to be living here today, for the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that